power, but they miss sales opportunities. I don't know. That's somewhat mixed, isn't it? I mean, yeah, you have pricing power, but it's that supply demand curve, and so like if you're
here's two things, Omid, that are priced crazy right now. Okay, shipping containers.
right.
The container to put the product in to ship it to the U.S. costs more than the product itself, and has gone up 10x.
Yeah.
10x. Okay, and then the shipping costs, because then you get the container and then you got to put it on in one of those big shipping things and ship it. To get it on the ship and over here costs double. So your product, let's say your product cost $1. Now it's costing you what? $2 to get the container and $3 to ship it. So now that $1 product that used to sell for $2 is selling for $8. Is the guy that's selling it for $8 happy? He's surely happy. He doesn't need to fix the situation, right? If he can sell it, right, Omid? If he can't sell it, that's a whole different story. Anyway, so you think it's going to fix itself, or you don't think it's going to fix itself?
I have no idea. I mean, I think that the backlog has become so big where it may take like basically, well, a lot of the companies are saying mid next year.
So, Omid, let's go back a year.
Won't ease up until mid next
year. Okay, think a year back. At least 9 months ago, the cars said that there was a product they couldn't get chips, right? It's been 9 months, right?
Yeah.
And now they're saying it's going to be next year. Well, next year they're going to say it's going to be the year after.
Yeah, it's very possible.
And Kramer told you something about the car chips that's even more interesting. He said, these are the lowest margin chips that exist in the world. So if you can make a chip that makes you 30%, or you can make a chip that makes you 2% from the car companies, are you going to ramp up production in the 2% margin, Omid? You're not going to. You're not going to. And that's a problem, right?
Pricing power, right?
It's pricing power. So, but the car companies can't take that $2 chip and pay you $50. They won't do it. I mean, they're stubborn. They won't do it. And let me tell you, if the car company came and said, hey, we need this chip, we buy this chip from you for $100, we're going to buy it from you for $500, make us 100,000 of them, they would be made tomorrow. They would be made tomorrow. But they will never do that. They will never do that. Interesting. Okay, that's what we know. Great stuff, Omid. Go ahead. Anything else?
Yeah, I just, the one thing I'll say is this supply chain. This is interesting because, there is ways where we can put people to work to basically figure this stuff out, kind of like what we did in World War II, right? And so, when like the other day, I was just yesterday driving past Newport Beach, and I'm beginning to see these container ships, show up near Newport Beach. I mean, this is all the way from Long Beach, and so it's just crazy, to have all these ships waiting, and I get the port congestion, but anyways, I think
I did some research on that. So they used to get 12 ships a day, and they could unload them, 12 ships a day, and their capacity still was only 12 ships to unload. Now they're getting 18 ships a day, Omid. 18. So they have an extra ship. So Monday they can unload 12. They got 18. So now they have 6 extra. Tuesday they got 18. They can unload 12. So now they have 12 extra. Wednesday they got 18. They can unload 12. So now they got 18 ships waiting. And so on, right? I mean, think about this.
Should be working in shifts, 24 hours, 7.
A part of it, they can go 24/7, but all these places are charging double and triple. So who pays that? Does the port pay that? Does the shipper pay that? I have no idea how all this works. I have no idea. What I know is I don't think it gets fixed for a long time. And that means lots of stuff will be in short supply. The prices will be higher. There's Omid's inflation. And the last thing we didn't talk about, Omid, and I need to just spend a minute. So let me just start the recording, and we'll talk on it. You can talk to. Good morning, everybody. 9/29, end of month. Great week so far. Let's see what happens. Stock go up, stock go down. Tesla's ripping. Fun. Let's see. Okay. One more thing. Powell uttered the words yesterday. Inflation may not be transitory. He's finally conceding. So you would have thought the SPX would have cratered on those. But he didn't say, if it's not transitory, we're going to stop QE altogether. He didn't say we're going to raise rates. But if somebody comes to that conclusion, watch out for the dive. I mean, insanely fast dive. Okay. So Robert is telling us, I work at a logistics facility after the containers come from the port. It is still hard to get carriers to deliver to the warehouse. Wow. I mean, this is all along. TLC is telling us, Sam's article, there are now 50 ships forced to wait. Yeah, they're getting, from what I read, they're getting 6 extra ships a day that they can unload. So 6, the next day there's 12 extra, and then there's 18, and it just keeps going on and on and on. And you add. So it gets worse and worse and worse. And then they sit in the port. Okay, so that's what we know. SPX up, 19. I'm not so positive it stays positive. Why? Because we could shut down. And, you could shut down and then it'll open up. But what if they don't open it up for 2 weeks, Omid? What if they don't open it up? And everybody starts saying a possible default. Are we down at 4,400 just like that? Yes. If somebody says, if a senator or somebody says, we're ready to default the U.S., the market is at 3,500. And if it gets to 2 days before the default and they haven't fixed it, the market gets to 2,500 or 2,000 SPX. Google is down 1,000 points. You know why? Because if say you own Amazon at 3,300 and the U.S. is going to default, and Amazon can go to 1,000, are you going to hold it or are you going to sell it? You're going to say, screw it, I'm out. I'll get back in. The closer we get to the date, the farther down things will go. Now, in the history of the world, the U.S. doesn't default. So you're betting on something that in theory is never going to happen. But they can't scare you. But they can scare you that it's going to happen. And take everything down so far, you will freak out. Tom is telling us, I live across from the port. There are consistently 10 to 17 ships. I watch these instead of watching the Cowboys because he hates the Cowboys. There you go. Interesting. Okay. SPX up 20. If it goes negative, watch out. I'm actually stalking these 43.50s again on SPX because I'm not positive we don't take that out today. They're $7. We'll see. If they open at about 3 and you're 30 points out, it becomes very intriguing. If we are up 30 SPX handles, then maybe it doesn't happen. Then we move to Fridays. Then we see. LRCX is better. If the chips go negative today, watch out. If the chips go negative, you got 622 on LRCX. Don't sniff it to the upside till then. NVIDIA held. You got 606 down, 616 up, but there's an October 10th date. That's 10 days away on NVIDIA. if they don't do the arm deal, does the stock go down 20 or 30? Very possible. Facebook, 339, 331 needs 352 to be better. Goldman Sachs was up over 400. Think about that. Here's the thing people don't understand. All these people on fast money and everything, oh my God, higher rates are great for banks. But here's the thing. If your bank makes an extra $1 billion because of rates being higher, and they lose $2 billion because they don't know how to trade, and they lose $2 billion because all the stocks go lower, net, they're down $1 billion. Their earnings will show you down. That's why Goldman Sachs went down yesterday. Yeah, one piece of their business is better, but the other piece can go to shit. Okay? And we sold those. We had those 4 or 5s. We bought them at 2. They went to 4. We sold them at 2. We got out before they went negative. Why? Because when Goldman Sachs goes negative on a Monday or Tuesday, it never comes back. Okay? Then we see. Today, if Goldman Sachs drops 10, SPX will go negative. NOW, let it go lower. Love this thing if it gets to about the 580. Then we see. GME, if and when it breaks, this thing's going to go to 149, and it could bounce all the way back up. But if it breaks 149, it's 91. CRM, down 15. Let it come lower. If it gets to 266, it's right back where it was when it guided up. Snowman, doing nothing. 326 up, 272 lower. NVAX, up a little bit, but they still haven't put it in their application yet. 196 down, 266 up. Shopalicious up a little bit, not up enough. It's breaking. 1360, 1309, needs 1500 to be better. CMG up a little bit, not up enough. 1900s are 5. Very intrigued on the 1900s if you can get them at $1. You're not going to get them at $1, but keep an eye on it. Interesting. Okay. Amazon, it's up 10 to 12. That's it. After a day like yesterday, up to 10 to 12. Interesting. Okay. Stocking the 3250s here just in case at the open, because when this thing goes negative off a 20-point open, completely drops. CMG just upgraded to 2200. Interesting. Got to see the action on it. Okay. UPSD, 326, 331. BKNG, 2500. Netflix looks a little bit better. 591, hit 597 yesterday and came right back down. BTNX, up 10. I believe it got an upgrade. Keep an eye on it. 302. If it gets over 319, now it's way bullish. But it's not there yet. Then we see. Moderna, good news today on Moderna, but it's not up. It should be up 25. Okay? 403. May test 403 in the first 5 minutes. Roku, doing nothing. Okay? 331 up. Use 299 down now because 309. We're right there at held. Google, 2700, 2691, 2782 up. This thing down 100 yesterday. Tesla, 792, 797. Sam's doing the voice of the chicken. 797. If it breaks 797, 809. And then we see. Okay, that's what we know. Comments, creators. Raiders. Tom's like, Raiders don't want anything to do with the Cowboys. Very nice. I agree with that. Interesting. Memory is not selling. No card chips. No high-end computers. Absolutely. I agree. GS is looking bearish. Agree. That would mean SPX goes lower. I would agree. Is this a pop? Temporary pop, or is it a real pop? Don't know. BTNX. BTNX needs 292 to try to get to 300, but 301 will be hard. Okay? If it gets over 301, it'll be running, but if it takes out, if it goes negative, now what have we told you? When BTNX and Moderna open way up, they always go negative. Does it happen today? Don't know. Keep an eye on it. Chill. Okay, great week, everybody. Have a great trading day. See you in chat. Great stuff today, Omid. Thank you very much. Great stuff. Can you put me down for a jet ski in the surf shop? Thank you.